Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys about a little bit about the meet, how things went on my end, what went right, what went wrong, what I need to do different to get ready for the next competitive season starting in 7 months. And for those who wanted to see the videos, I don't think I need to make a separate video. I will link the 3 videos down below that contain my lifts, and if you check their descriptions down below, there are direct timestamps you can click to go to each of my individual lifts. So you guys can see how I did there. Now, as far as what I learned, I would say that the dieting down helped a lot. A lot of people, again, didn't realize until I dropped water and they saw the weigh-in how much leaner I've actually gotten. And people who were at the event, who have seen me shirtless at the last meet, saw me shirtless and stuff at this one, coaches and people commented that I was very much noticeably leaner. I had lost a very noticeable amount of body fat since my last meet. And accordingly, the weigh-in, because I'd gained muscle also, but the weigh-in was so much smoother, I didn't have to do it nearly as dramatic of a water cut in order to make weight, and I actually came in lighter. I was 99.5, if I recall, at the last one, and this one I came in at 99.1, so 0.4 kilos, pretty much a full pound lighter. I didn't have to do the sauna thing. I didn't have to do a full day of fasting at the end. For the other one, I had done a 36-hour fast and then had cut my water out completely, whereas for this one, I only ate 1,000 calories instead of completely fasting on the final day before. I drank a lot of coffee, but I sipped water throughout the evening instead of water fasting also. And so making weight was a breeze. I didn't feel dead and exhausted. I just felt really thirsty once I got to the weigh-in. And again, you guys saw the photo of that. And I've had a couple of coaches who told me they don't think I'm over about 18% body fat now, even though it's looked like I've been 25 plus due to the bloating and everything from the supplements. But once I pulled that off, I've had a couple of coaches say they put me around 18%, which means that yes, it is possible for me to get down to the 90 kilo without going anywhere near too lean. It's very possible for me to do so while still maintaining a healthy athletic body fat without having to get just completely peeled. Which means I think I should go ahead and do it. So I have officially started doing it again. I'm right back on my cut. I pigged out this weekend for the meet. I continue to eat a little bit of junk and sugar even after the meet was done and I was reffing and everything. But as of Monday morning, I went back on my low carb diet. And I am dieting again officially. Let's go ahead and knock this out early and try to get it done with. I just think that I will be a lot more competitive at 90 kilo. And at this point, guys, this meet was a lot of fun for me. I really enjoyed myself. And I really want to get better and continue to improve at my sport. And I think dropping a weight class is probably one of the best things I can possibly do for my overall competitiveness and placings. And a lot of people agree, a number of coaches have agreed with me, a lot of you agree that this is something I simply need to do if I want to be the best I can be. And I want to be the best I can be. And I want all of you to be the best you can be. So follow me on that journey. Now, as far as the actual lifting goes, my squats were a nightmare. We saw an example with the squats of just because you can do something easily and consistently in the gym doesn't mean you're going to do it on the platform. Because one, you're going to be under different environments, stricter conditions than you normally train under. You're going to have to do 3 lifts. And it doesn't matter if you can walk up and hit a training max 3 days in a row with 230 kilos with a little left in the tank. Because when you go to do a meet, you're going to have to do multiple attempts. So what happened with me, I wasted a full attempt because a lot of people were getting red lighted early on. The guy who won first place, he and I both got red lighted on our opening squats. We were both demoralized and trying to psych each other back up and help each other, he and I, because he knew I wasn't going to beat him. And we knew I was going to be behind him. So he was trying to help me. I was trying to help him. And to get ourselves remotivated, because we both just felt completely crushed and it fucked with our heads when we both got red lighted on the openers. He got red lighted for depth, and he also got a single red on his second and third for depth. So he really struggled with depth. Whereas I didn't, but what I struggled with was that I'm not used to squatting in a monolift. And I'm not used to doing 3 heavy singles back to back, but I'm really not used to the monolift and following the commands to get set up afterwards. And I took too long getting set up and getting my heels and feet set. And he gave the squat command, and I made one last final shift of my foot a half second later to get into position. The lift was great. I dropped it deep. Emma James said that I was very, very deep. It was well below book requirement for depth on the opener, and it felt good, but I wasted an attempt, and with 220, that's getting up there near my training max at that point, and so it took a little bit out of me. Then I was demoralized because I got red lighted, and so when that second attempt came, I really psyched myself up with 220 again because I didn't want to miss anything heavier, and I put everything I had while being demoralized in my head completely out of it on that second attempt. And between those 220 reps already and that second one, me screaming and doing everything I could to make sure I got it, it took everything out of me. So when I went to grab 230 on the third attempt, I bombed it. When we all know I'm strong enough to do it, but I let myself down, and I have no one to blame but myself. My excuse, I fucked up. So I'm going to correct that in the future. I'm going to correct the way I approach my psychology of approaching the squat. I'm going to change my squat training a little bit, and the way that I set up and everything, so that I can actually get better at squatting in competition as opposed to getting good at squatting in the gym. Because gym lifts don't mean shit. As we saw with me this weekend, what you do in the gym doesn't mean a goddamn thing if you can't do it on the platform. So we know what needs to be fixed. Now, bench press, I was happy. I was very happy with the way the bench press went. Opened 140, easy as hell. Really, really easy, really fast. It felt light. I felt like 100 kilos. Second attempt felt heavy. The 150, it felt heavy, but it wasn't so heavy that I felt I had nothing left. It felt like about 95%. I felt I had a little more in the tank. I locked it good. It came off the chest fast. I went ahead and bumped up to 155 because I felt that I could probably get the 155. 155 came down good. It felt good on the chest. It started coming up fast, and as you guys saw, about 6 inches from the lockout, it just stopped. And I tried to grind it out, and I just couldn't do it. And I was surprised on the video that it was actually only about 5, 6 inches from lockout where I had problems. As a raw bencher, that's not that common. I don't think I need lockout work for that. I need to just get stronger in general, and I should probably do some things like some floor presses for mid-range work. Because normally I only bench with pause benches, and my only real accessory work is just overhead pressing and tricep extensions. So that's easy enough to sort. Just a little bit of accessory, just a little bit. And I just need to get stronger on the bench. That's simple. I need to get stronger. No excuses. Get stronger. The deadlift, I left a lot on the platform on the deadlift, and I did it intentionally. It ended up costing me the total that I kind of wanted, the minimum total that I was going to be happy with going into the meet. But I traded a position for the total. I ranked higher and placed higher and got to walk away with a medal. Actually 2 medals. As opposed to, you know, the chance of getting a higher total and a total I would have been a little happier with. Now, you guys know that you guys have watched me pull 250 for 3 quite a few times at this point. So for me, getting 270 should have been in the tank, at least a real good chance. It's not 100% because things go wrong. However, and again, a lot of people saw it, including some of the subscribers saw it, apparently had commented that my hand was ripped from the bench press. I didn't rip my hand on the deadlift. However, after the second attempt on the deadlift, my hand was bleeding. I sealed it back up so that I didn't get disqualified. Now, I just threw 260 in real quick because the guy before me was Rob McGuire. We walked into the deadlifts with the exact same total, but I was pulling ahead of him on the deadlift. I had just out deadlifted his second attempt by 15 kilos, and he only bumped his up 10 kilos. So I walked over, put 260, and I was over debating, did I want to go for 270 to get the total that I wanted and risk failing? Did I want to try to push really hard and take a tiny fraction of a tiny fraction that I could pull 277 and a half with my hand already torn to try to get a silver, knowing that my chance of getting it was almost non-existent, particularly if I started bleeding on the bar, it slipped out of my hand while I was at the top before a down command or on the way down. I was really iffy. I was running out of time to make a snap decision. Tom Sparks told Tom McGuire to go hit a PR. He went over and changed his lift attempt, and he put in from 245, he changed it to 252 and a half, which would have been a PB for him And I realized right then that I had to beat his 252.5 in order to keep the medal that I had just earned. I already knew the medal was mine. I was shocked. I said, okay, the medal's mine. What do? Do I go for something crazy? Do I just try to bust out a PB and kick ass on the deadlift when he did that? And I had 30 seconds to decide, was I going to risk losing the medal that I wanted? And I know a lot of people are saying, guys, it's not a world championship, it's just a national championship. Oh, a bronze medal doesn't matter. But you know what? It matters to me. I'm competitive. I went in and realized I was going to get a medal. And I got really excited about that. And then I saw that my medal might get taken away from me. And to me, at that moment, when I had to make that decision of what am I going to go in and put on the board and change, with only 30 seconds left to change it, I decided that this medal was more important to me, and my placing was more important to me than pulling the best deadlift that I could possibly pull, if that meant risking losing my medal. And it was really important to me at that moment. And so that's what I did. I strategized. I walk in, I pulled 255 instead and left a lot of kilos on the platform. But I'm happy with that choice. I'm not happy with the squats. I'm happy with the choice I made on the deadlift because I got my medal. I got my placing. I got my first medal at an international meet in my life. And to me, that was worth leaving the meet with a smaller total to get my medal. And I know not everyone agrees with that philosophy, but I play to win. I'm competitive. I really wanted this medal. It meant something to me. But all in all, it was a great event. It was fun. I feel that I learned so much from this event. I learned a lot from the other lifters and some of the coaches, and I learned a lot of things that I'm going to be able to incorporate and use to make myself better. Because that's what this is all about. This is about self-improvement. It's trying to become better at my sport and just being the best that I can be. And I felt like this experience gave me a lot of knowledge and tools that are going to help me in that goal, as long as I can apply them correctly and I'm willing to put in the work, and I am. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh, Mount Bicepius.